Okay, last example here. Calculate the masses of potassium perchlorate and potassium chloride produced from 26 grams of potassium chlorate reacting according to this equation. Okay, so what do we know here? 26 grams of potassium chlorate is reacting to yield potassium perchlorate and potassium chloride. Okay, so they're wanting to know both the masses of potassium chlorate and potassium chloride, and we've been given 26 grams as my info of potassium chlorate here. Okay, so our equation tells us something about the molar ratios of this reaction, so I need to convert this gram value to moles. So the mole value of potassium chlorate is the mass of potassium chlorate divided by its molar mass. So its molar mass is 122.6, and so the mole value that I have of this species is 0.21. All right, so let's just choose one to start off with. Now I want to know the mole value of potassium perchlorate. So I take the coefficient of my unknown, which is 3, and I take the coefficient of my known, which is 4, and I multiply it by the mole value that I've just figured out of my known, which is 0.21. So that gives us the mole value of the potassium perchlorate, which is 0.15. Okay, so I'm going to take the mole value of my potassium chlorate as well to figure out my other unknown here. So I want to know the mole as well of potassium chloride. Okay, now I'm going to use my molar ratio, okay, which is the unknown coefficient, which is in this case the 1 here, 1 because we're dealing with potassium chlorate in this case, over the coefficient of the known, and I'm going to use this species here, so of my known, so 4. And because this was my known in my ratio, I take this value for the mole, which is what I figured out here, 0.21. So that value comes to 0.05, and that's the mole value of my potassium chloride. So then from here, I just need to figure out the mass of each of these species. So the mass of potassium perchlorate here is the mole value times its molar mass, which is 138.6. So the mass of potassium chlorate perchlorate is 22 grams. Now the mass of my potassium chloride is my mole value times the molar mass. So mass of potassium chloride is the mole value that I have of it times its molar mass, which is 74.6. And so the mass of potassium chloride I have is 4 grams. And that's the answer to that one.